1 is a great number most of the time. An exception to that rule is when balance is at stake. Having only one point of contact with the ground usually means that gravity will win out at some point. Well, now the number 1 has a really good chance of proving gravity wrong. Here's Adam Yamaguchi to explain, still standing.
Board sports are so much fun. Whether it's on water, snow, or the street, going somewhere fast and feeling like you're cruising on air is an awesome experience. But the learning curve to excel at any type of board sport can take hundreds of frustrating hours, causing some to give up. Luckily, one engineer has spent years designing a board that helps you find and maintain your equilibrium, allowing anyone to learn how to ride in a matter of minutes. It's called OneWheel.
OneWheel is a new kind of electric board sport. So it creates the kind of feelings that you get snowboarding on powder or riding a wave on the ocean, but it does so using technology, balancing you on a single wheel.
I made the trip to Santa Cruz, California to meet Kyle Dirksen, a man on a mission to enhance personal transportation and board sports.
You've got a pressure-sensitive foot pad up at the front, and that actually senses that the rider is on the board.
So the brains are here.
That's right. The brain is in here, right under here, tucked into this little waterproof box. And then at the back, we've got the batteries. But everything is obviously totally sealed up. It's ready to go ride on the beach.
Not only can OneWheel handle the beach, you can take it on a bike trail and even go uphill.
If you're standing on it, you put your back foot here and you put your front foot here. And when you come up to level, that's where it's going to engage. So now the motor's actually driving, and whichever way I tilt the board, it's going to drive me that way.
Kyle's biggest challenge was figuring out how to make OneWheel less bulky and more intuitive.
Back in these early days, this was a chain drive. And so the motor was actually hanging out over here. If we look at the bottom, we can actually see the motor. Big, heavy motor hanging out at one end, made it really imbalanced. Chain drive driving the go-kart tire here in the middle. And then down here is actually the brain on this generation, which was simple. It was just some motion sensors and off-the-shelf components that I sort of put together to create the first experience.
Kyle ditched the exterior chain drive for a hidden 2-horsepower motor. So where did he put it? Inside the tire.
This is actually derived from Formula One technology, and it's from racing go-kart. That goes on the motor. So this is the in-hub motor that we're looking at over here. It's got wires coming out one end that hook into the brain. The brain, as we affectionately call it, is really this circuit board. And this is what actually controls the OneWheel. This is the smarts. And the brain is an ARM processor and motion sensors. So it's running a control loop thousands of times a second to calculate exactly how to control the motor based on how you're leaning and what it needs to do to keep you balanced.
I couldn't wait to zip on a OneWheel myself, and it didn't take long to get the hang of it. OneWheel can cruise up to 19 miles per hour and go off-road, which means a 4-hour round of golf could be wrapped up in about 20 minutes. Nice.